broadcasting a little bit earlier, and I was having a bit of difficulties actually getting my game to load. So as you can see, I am on currently the loading screen. Today we are going to try and run through the map. Right now I'm going to avoid going into the main and any missions at this point in time. Just run through the map as much as I humanly possibly can in Boston. Just for the meantime, the locations, some of them aren't really that important. There are many of the locations where you are required to do missions for factions, your companions. Pretty much, I don't know all of the marker locations that you have to go to and complete them in order to retrieve whatever it is that you need to retrieve. So dang it, wrong weapon. If you see me breezing through these places and you're kind of wondering their backstory, the best person to go to for that kind of backstory would be Oxhorn. He does a lot of lore related stuff to Fallout. If you feel like I'm just not introducing you to these places as well as you would like.
Yeah?
Okay, and I believe that is done. If you're wondering what just happened, basically,
Thanks for the help.
this is considered a random encounter. This is kind of a bit scripted. So whenever you come into the Rotten Landfields, you will find a random person fighting off these lovely mutant mole rats that come from outside of that den over there. There are more inside there. If you want to go inside there and go and kill some more mole rats, feel free. This area right here will have them coming out of that little den that they had built. They pop up. They're scripted to pop up over here if you don't feel like actually saving whomever it is that randomly comes over here. You could just run away, do whatever you like. This doesn't actually bother your karma bad karma, good karma doesn't really actually affect this specific game like it did in Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 3, so you do not have to worry about good karma, bad karma. The only person that it does affect would be the companion that you currently have with you. If you decide to steal, kill somebody, anything that is considered bad karma and your companion does not like that kind of stuff, they will gain bad infinity towards you and they will get really angry and not want to be around you. So that's the only bad thing about it, is your companion's going to pretty much be a wet blanket. If you really don't want your companion to be a wet blanket, don't do any of that stuff, or just bring along dog meat. Dog meat just gives no cares. So as I said, right now we're just doing a quick run through of the map. I'm not really going to be discussing the areas as much right now. Most of these areas aren't going to be modded. If you find mods for these areas, they're mostly going to be for the settlements or places where you can build. Speaking of which, I found another area that will eventually become a settlement. Basically what had happened here is a whole bunch of these lovely blood bugs, or as we know them as mosquitoes, have mutated into giant mosquitoes and basically came into this lovely little house and decided to suck the blood out of the residents of the specific house. So, yeah, they're pretty big mosquitoes. These guys can kill you by just their elongated straw-like nose, because apparently their nose is like a needle. They also have a tendency of spitting out blood at you as an attack or a defense mechanism from them. Real mosquitoes actually do not do that. They will not spit blood out at you. Just so you're aware, the female mosquitoes are basically the ones who do drain blood. Just some quick FYI stuff. Okay, this is me failing at picking a lock. Come on. Dang it. There we go.
Nice.
It's always good to have lockpick if you decide to just get into places that don't have keys. If for any reason that these lockers do need keys, you will have to find said keys. You can't actually unlock them in any other way other than the keys. Doesn't matter if you try and blow them up. Hi, cops work. So there were supposed to be some bodies up over here. Oh, there's one body here. This would be the mother. Apparently the story to this was these guys were running low on food and money, so they decided to go and sell their Brahmin. Plus apparently they lost one or more of their family members. So pretty much this family just got a whole buttload of hard luck. I don't really know this story very well, so again, the person to try and go to for any of that kind of information would be Oxhorn. Dang it.
That's it.
There you go. If somehow you were swimming and you came up into this area, it is booby trapped. There was a setup gun right over here to shoot at you. Don't worry, it wouldn't have hurt you too bad. There's another one right there. This would have hurt slightly. Your health wouldn't have been too horrible, so you would have been able to come in there and been pretty okay, even if you got shot more than once. So if you're not heavily modded and you aren't very low on level, that really shouldn't hurt you too bad. It won't insta-kill you, so don't worry about that. Alright, let's look at my map. Good. Please ignore that. That what you saw on the top left-hand screen was the Nuka-Cola DLC asking me to come aboard and go to Nuka-Cola. That will pop up whenever you're a certain level. It requires you to be at least 35, maybe 25. Recommendation would be to go in there with a pretty high level. It's not exactly the easiest DLC in the world. Your best weapon is not an unarmed weapon. You want to go in there with a gun. Okay, I'm going to ignore those guys for now and continue heading this way. Because they're being pussies and they ran off. If you're wondering why I'm cleaning off these guys with at least 1 or 2 hits, this would be one of the cheats from the scriptators. You have a button that allows you to have god weapons. This will allow you to have any weapon that you currently will own at a far higher level of damage.
Hello?
Rip right into you weapons. So basically, if you kind of just don't want to deal with a lot of these enemies, like I am currently not dealing with them, then I would suggest that that mod is highly for you. It doesn't waste as much of your ammo, and I kind of feel like it's kind of worth your time to just not waste any of your time in order to get from one place to another. Alright, quick lowdown. That was a de-stress call. For some reason, I wasn't unable to actually pronounce it correctly. They will pop up every once in a while. You will not find in this game a single distress call where the person is actually alive, so... It's not time related. You don't need to rush and go get that distress call for any reason. That especially if they loot, they're definitely no longer living. In Fallout 4, for some reason, whenever you come to an area, the person that you're looking for has a tendency of being dead unless they're a settler that has been kidnapped. Then you will not find them already dead. A kidnapped settler will only be kidnapped by super mutants and gunners. I have not yet encountered a kidnapping from feral ghouls because I believe that they do not have the brain capacity to do that kind of thing. If you're wondering why I'm pausing a lot, it's due to the fact that I'm having difficulties relaying my information today. I just woke up, though that doesn't really explain anything, so... So as you can see, these lovely radio towers, you do not need to hack into these terminals for any reason. I would have liked if you came upon these guys that you would actually have to hack them or find passwords somewhere in the wasteland in order for you to actually activate them. Why they do not have this, I have no idea. I have little to no knowledge of why this would be so easy to just erect. If you find all these will allow you to find the distress calls a lot easier than you currently are finding the distress calls. If for any reason I point out any locations that do contain spoilers, I am sorry. Spoilers are included into this video today. There will be plenty of spoilers to come, so I will try and edit my video title to let everybody know that there are spoilers within these videos. Okay, so I've come upon Country Crossing. I don't exactly know the story of Country Crossing. A good amount of the times, no matter if you have mods or not, even if you could build into these areas, this right here, this housing will not be able to be scrapped for any reason. The tub will, maybe most of the debris. I'm not really going to come in here and build anything because you have to go and talk to one of the settlers and do something in order to even have them as one of your settlements. You will have these guys who are traveling merchants. Basically, you'll find the good doctor over here, Dr.
You have
Weathers,
some sort of
or
medical problem here, or are you just yanking my chain?
whomever it is that comes around
Could use
here.
some
Yeah,
supplies,
let's buy
actually.
something
I
real
got
quick
loads of
since,
stim packs, chems, you name it.
since I have like a whole buttload of money. Let's just buy this stuff. So if you come across any of these guys, they will have unique items on them. Doc Weathers is one of the people who has nothing unique on him, to be honest, no matter how many times you visit him.
Too many miles on the road.
It's always good to, if you are unmodded, to
at
have
least it's honest
stem
work.
packs, Radaway, Radix, because if you aren't modded like I am, you will be eating radiation faster than you can eat a bowl of cereal, if cereal's kind of your thing. Don't mind me, I'm likely going to get attacked in a minute. Yep. No, no, I don't wish to talk to you right now. If you were wondering who that was, this would be the Finch Farm. Basically, that gentleman over there is the father of a young man who had joined a raider gang to try and keep the raiders from harming his family. His father is really upset with him because he ran off with one of their family heirlooms, which is called the shish kebab. That is part of a story, and in honesty, the shish kebab is a rare item, even though it's not a legendary item. For whatever reasons, the young man had come over here to this factory right here, where a gang of flamers, basically a group of pyrotechnic people who love to broil people with flamers, which are flamethrowers, which is basically the best way I could describe that specific weapon. The weapon just shoots out flames about 2 to 3 feet worth of flames. The damage isn't really that bad. It doesn't really hurt you too much, even modded, unmodded, doesn't really matter. Just make sure to keep an eye on your health while you are trying to fight these guys. There are more than one of them. This is another area that has a whole buttload of raiders. I'm just going to ignore them for the time being. Please do forgive me if this is absolutely completely boring for you to watch somebody just run around the map and gain areas. interesting. Ramen up there. Are you my enemy? Yes, you are. It's always good to check first if you have that lovely little red line up above you. That means that they are your enemy. If they are green or the same color, that means that they are your friend. So please try not to kill your friends. Your companion, if you have a companion that likes to talk, they will voice very clearly how much they do not like you killing, like, random people who just did not deserve it. So be careful. That's like an instant hate to loathe action right there if you kind of really don't want to get involved with that kind of stuff or that kind of headache. I'm just clearly stating right now that you may want to avoid that. Oh, I found the cannery. Let's just take a moment and try and find a Pacific area that I actually wanted to go and talk to you about today. Did I forget where the hell it is? Ah, there it is. Okay, I wish to find Hangman's Alley because I would like to debrief you on why I have this mod real quick. We're just going to try and run over there. One moment, I have to go and take this off because I don't feel like having that marker disrupt this marker, so I can go and find it. So on my way there, we will try and find as many places as I can go find. I'm just going to try and run over there. If you're wondering why it is that I'm jumping really high, it's due to the flying ring mod that I have currently. You can build from your chemistry set a flying ring mod. It costs you about 2 fertilizer and some caps. No, it would be fertilizer and fertilizer for the jet, 2 jet, and some caps, I believe, is the recipe for that. We'll have to go and double check on that in a second because I'm most likely actually telling you the wrong set for you to build it. There's also a mod where you can just get a flying ring from Diamond City. It will be over at the weapons store. There's that one plus the weight 5,000 weight carrying mod ring that you can find at the Diamond City weapons store. I imagine that it's either or. I could be wrong. because both of those mods kind of just show up at the same place in the same area. If you would like both mods, I would suggest to activate one mod first and then grab it, and then the second mod. So basically you have both. I am unaware if they both work at the same time. I'm currently wearing 2 mod rings, which is the XP 50 times ring and the flying ring. These guys do not show up for any reason on your inventory. I don't have my regular ring to actually compare to show you if it shows up in your inventory. It likely doesn't. Right back. I find it amazing sometimes the way that these guys are scripted to kind of just defy the laws of physics. Because walking backwards like that, it is pretty pro, honestly. In real life, I would not be able to do that. If you're able to do it, hey, you are very skilled. Okay, I would like to find this building right here for multiple reasons, and I cannot disclose them right now because that would be considered a really big spoiler.
I never leave a task unfinished. I'll find you eventually.
So I'm just going to skip that for now. I believe I may have accidentally killed him. Or scared him.
Nothing there now. Where the hell did my marker go? Ah, damn it, I'm facing the wrong way. There we go.
So I will get to the mod really quickly as soon as I can. As you can see, this area is actually opened up. The mod Arthur has come here, opened this up, and made this into a functioning apartment. This area right here I like a lot better than the other areas that were opened up, due to the fact that the stairs are far wider. And give me a moment, I have to go take care of that. Don't know where they are. Oh, they're in this one. Wonderful. Okay, that should be the last of them. So basically, the mod Arthur did come in here into these apartments, put up these stairs. I personally do not like coming up all these stairs. I do feel that it's a little bit less congested than how the original vanilla game had the Hangman Alley. Originally, Hangman Alley was just basically, you wouldn't have been able to come in, you wouldn't have not been able to come in this area right here. This wasn't as blocked off. Right here is open. This is another way of getting into the Hangman's Alley. The original mod author has come in here, done some Raider-esque feel. This was already vanilla in there. This stairway was not in there. This right here, that wasn't exactly in there. This furniture was added in. These ones not as much. I'm gonna put away my gun. This area thankfully has not been opened up still. This did not come in correctly. You would actually find this area right here normally on the vanilla game. This is basically like a little small area that the raiders were coming in, resting. For whatever reason, it didn't fully pixel into my game correctly. This may happen even if you don't have the mod currently on. You would originally come to Hangman's Alley through this way. I was just getting really frustrated and I didn't feel like wasting my time. So you would normally come through Hangman's Alley through this way. That will be actually locked. There'll be a little pathway right over here. As you can see that there is some rubble and debris right here, because there used to be a little pathway right here. For whatever reasons, this right here may or may not be scrappable no matter what you do. You can build right on top of it if you don't feel like having anybody come in over here. That is a functioning door. Don't worry about it. It goes inside. This is another area that you can come in, build whatever it is that you want to come and build into here. I kind of really do like this mod. However, this mod does interfere with the regular vanilla Hangman Alley. It doesn't really function as a regular settlement like it's supposed to, for whatever reasons, and I can actually likely show that real quick. Let me just remove this marker. Activate. So there may be a couple of difficulties that you have. If you don't have this in your game, then It's likely just my game doing its own thing. As you can see, this pathway, for whatever reasons, is unscrappable. It's fine, you could, I believe you can actually build right on top of it. Let me double check. I may not have the materials with me right now to actually do that. It's going kind of be weird to look at. But yeah, you can actually build right on top of it. Don't worry, you little... If you don't want to block off this door, try not to bring the little walkway all the way over here, because as you can see, if you bump into it, NPC will bump into it, and they aren't smart enough to just duck and go underneath it. Oh, I didn't even recognize that there was one of these guys around here. I do not like you, and I cannot scrap you for whatever reasons. Okay, let's set up really quickly a settler to come in here and do some trading with my main settlement. So if any reason you cannot build a beacon and you have the Scriptator mod, this is one way of having working, functional settlers come into your area. You will still have to move them in. It's better off for you to build them within the area that you want them to move in, so you don't have to go running all the way from one settlement to whatever settlement it is that you're trying to get them to function in. Let's just have a minute, man. So in order for this to function, you just build it. You have to have caps. You press the button. Wait a minute for it to call somebody. There we go. Excuse the phone calls. I will try and edit that out later on. So you will see automatically I will assign this lovely Minuteman to Hangman Alley. They are now here. And wherever you decide to link them up to wherever it is that you want them to do a supply line, they will become a supply line person. Just give it a second. There we go. These guys do actively have a supply line, but instead of coming and going, they would just stand around doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. And if you're wondering why that is the case, I would have to say it is due to this overvamp that, for whatever reasons, the Hangman's Alley will not be a regular find it settlement. As you can see, it does not show up on the map like it would any other of your settlements that you may find. As you can see, I got the... I can't pronounce that. That's just the beach house. I'm just going to say it's the beach house. So any settlement that you find and you do activate your workshop, it will automatically find on top of the map for whatever reason. Hangman Alley does not feel like scripting into this area. I really do enjoy this mod. It does free up a lot of your space. It gives you more settlers to come and bring in here. It's not really unbelievable because these apartments are actually already in here. It's not something that I don't believe that would be a thing for the Fallout universe, in all honesty, because it is a lot cleaner than most of the places out there in the Fallout realm. For whatever reasons, apparently these raiders just like keeping the inside of the apartment really clean. Don't worry, the only reason why they were down there is for convenience. These areas actually do work. Your settlers will come up here if you have little bedding for them to come up in here. If you have working guard posts, they'll come up in here. So don't worry, everybody and anybody can come up in here if you have things set up in here for them to come and do. They will come all the way up here to the top. Bless me. They will not use this elevator, so don't worry. You can, if you don't feel like coming all the way up through the stairway like they will, the elevator will work for you and you alone. I have previously stated that I don't believe that they have the capability of coming up here through the elevator. I don't believe that they are scripted to do that. They have not proven to be able to do that. So you don't really need to worry about them using the elevators if you decide to use the elevators. If you do build for any reason an elevator for your settlement to kind of save space, I will save you some time. Elevators aren't something that they know how to do. Even if you do build the workshop elevators will come into your workshop downloadable content. That one specifically is not purchased. That one's free. It's not a special. It will be always free. I'm fairly sure. I'm not sure if it's actually free because I got the season pass or if it's just a free downloadable content for everybody. So if I am saying that it's free and it's not free because you don't have the season pass and it does ask you to purchase it, I am very sorry for misinforming you. I'm just going to go all the way to the top real quick. Now the only reason why I keep on scrapping doors is because your companions, the settlers, they do not reclose any of the doors, they just keep them open. If you have scripted doors that will close, the settlers will reopen them, which I don't believe I have closing scripted doors on me. No snapping doors, no snap doors, large doors, sliding doors, So, actually, I like these a lot better. Okay. I just personally do not like the look of open doors. Sliding doors are actually pretty okay because they don't look that bad. I know it doesn't really actually line up very well, but don't worry, your sellers, your companions can go through these sliding doors if you feel like they are just not looking the way that you want them to look. It's perfectly good. You may want to use your place anywhere tool if you currently have that tool on you. Give me a moment. Bam. Lock her up. Line her up. And like that, well, likely on the inside it won't, it'll pop out a little bit, but that's perfectly fine. I think it looks great. I think it functions exactly the way that I would like it to function. So I'm likely actually going to just pop in a whole bunch of those whenever I'm building settlements. I'm going to try and not bore you guys too terribly much. There is so much map, so many places to go. I'm not going to completely bite your ear off throughout the entire thing. But yeah, this is basically the overhaul. The mod Arthur did take a lot of time to come in here and clean up a lot of the work, put in the stairways, have these as workable areas. I already feel like these were pre-built. This is definitely more to the Fallout feel, where it has all this old paint inquired into it. These stairwells are not scrappable. You cannot take them out, which is really great about this specific mod. I honestly really don't want to come into a mod author's area and just go say, hey, I don't like your stairs, and just have not working stairs, because that is not a thing. Oh. Wait, there's a bunker here. I did not know that. Okay, this is actually part of the mod that I was not completely aware of. This is likely an area just for you.
Going up.
No settlers can come in here. Oh, this is Burt Book. I imagine this was kind of like a VIP area. Come on, Cubsworth. Come on.
Hey,
Hey, no.
over
Get your
here.
ass in this elevator, please. In the elevator.
Move here.
Straight away, sir.
Oh, for the love of whatever. Fine. You'll magically appear upstairs anyways. Oh, downstairs. Whatever.
Ground floor.
Unless your companion's not allowed to be coming down here with you. Well, okay then. This is not an area that I have explored yet, so I'm not exactly sure what to expect coming into here. Why did this door not open both of them at the same time? Pardon me. Give me a moment. So apparently you can build into this area. This is privately owned by you. This is a lovely area that I can see being your little VIP area. I do not see Cogsworth, so that means that it's scripted to be only for you. I do not know what that hooks up to. Where... in heaven's name does this hook up to? So the mod author was nice enough to give you a little tiny bunker in here in the Hangman's Alley for you to build to your heart's content however the hell you feel like building this area. I don't believe that you can have settlers in here, even with the mods. If you feel like having settlers come in here, whatever. I do not believe that they actually function within this area. I could be wrong.
Mitch, I gotta go
Yes.
pick up Bernadette.
Okay.
Till I go to the welfare office.
So as you can see, you get the regular builders, call log, banner, I'm going to call it a banner, up there. I imagine that my script for no building limit does come all the way down here. Apparently this goes all the way through the hallway. All the way down if you feel like actually doing that, and coming into here. I believe it might go all the way upstairs, but I'm not willing to go double check that right now because I would have to get out of the menu, get back into the menu, and I kind of just don't feel like doing that, but I will test that in a moment. What the ever living... So I see that the mod author was nice enough to give you a whole buttload of shipments so you can come and build. Oh, so nice of you to join me. So apparently NPCs can come in here. Haha. I guess Cogsworth just felt like being very polite and letting me go in here checking it out by myself. That's very gentlemanly of you, Cogsworth. Thank you for your kind patience on letting me go through this area by myself, thinking that no NPC can actually come in here, but thank you for proving me wrong. So if any NPC can come in here, I imagine that you can actually have settlers in here. Why you would like to have settlers in here is beyond me, but you can have them in here. I'm not really going to build anything in here right now. I'm likely going to come back and show you finished work because I'm pretty sure you don't want to watch somebody build that does not have a fast forward capability to edit their videos, so I'm just going to not do that.
Going up. Second floor.
So I'm going to pretty much stop here on Hangman's Alley for the temporary time. I'm going to go out, finish my broadcast for now, and eat so you guys don't have to be disrupted by me eating and trying to play at the same time. Alright, until next time, I will see you later.